All right, welcome everybody to Harry and David Field here in Medford, Oregon. We are happy to have you along. Again, we apologize for missing out on the first 3 outs of this one, the semifinal of the 2021 SOC baseball tournament here. If you're just tuning in, it is South Medford taking on the visiting Roseburg High School Indians, and right now we are just getting things started in the bottom of the first inning. You did, unfortunately, miss a few outs of great baseball. We saw some nice hitting already. The Indians with a leadoff hit by pitch, putting a man on base with the first throw of the rock, and then afterwards we saw a fly out to left. Another man was put on base immediately after, and then a beautiful double play turned by the South Medford middle infielders. This ball popped straight into the air. Kind of awkwardly, Cameron Sewell will slap that ball straight down. It will unfortunately go not his way, and he will be tagged out for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. Again, we welcome you to Harry and David Field here in Oregon. We had a little bit of rainfall. Looks like we are in the clear. Hope I didn't just jinx us, because other than that is a beautiful day, lots of sunshine, and a great day for some high school baseball. This one, this is Jace Miller now in the box. I believe Bennett Thompson is batting third, so he will be up next. Miller watches strike one and then watches ball one. The count is now even. Thank you again for joining us here. Table Rock Sports, happy to be bringing you live high school action for free, live in HD. Let's take a bit of a pause here. Looks like a couple of Roseburg players will talk this one over. This ball is corked to left center field. Will it be enough? It will not. It will drop for Roseburg. Left fielder right there in left center field was perfectly placed in the gap. Unfortunately, did not have enough speed to put it down. Now Roseburg coaches letting their outfielders know, hey, we've got a D1 commit here stepping in the box. This is Bennett Thompson stepping in now with 2 outs and a heavy load to carry here. Committed to the Oregon Ducks. His first pitch is popped straight back, and it's going to be retired. Bennett Thompson will go down with 1 pitch. Not happy with that one. I believe he is the designated hitter for the Panthers today, and we will head to the top of the second inning after a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back here again in just about a minute here on Table Rock Sports.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Welcome back to Harry and David Field here as South Medford taking on the visiting Roseburg Indians. We are now at the top of the second inning. Got through that first full inning real quick. Had a 1-2-3 inning. The Panthers went down after 3 batters saw the dish. Now that we have our bearings underneath us, we are all set to go. We can talk a little bit about highlighting these players a little bit. We just talked about Bennett Thompson, who, number 9, playing catcher for the Panthers right now. He is committed to the Oregon Ducks. I know that because I spent some time speaking with him in the fall time, got to know him a little bit. As now number 4, Knox Hubbard of the Roseburg Indians is in an even battle, 2-2 here. That ball is outside. The count moves full. He and Carson Joe so far at a 7-pitch battle. Payoff pitch on the way. That ball fouled straight back. Now, as I said, this is the semifinal game between the South Medford Panthers and the Roseburg Indians. An interesting one here, the 2021 SOC baseball tournament just getting ready to close here. This ball slapped towards first base will get cleanly handled, and the out will be recorded. Now, top of the second inning, 1 down for Joe, Carson Joe, that is, South Medford pitcher. Nice curveball there is in for strike 1. This against Garrett Zemet. So you keep you updated there. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. A very interesting ball game between 2 very, very successful teams this year so far. The home team, South Medford Panthers, have had a heck of a year so far. 12-3 this season. 6A Southwest Conference, as well as the visiting Roseburg Indians, 12-4. So very similar schedules, very similar results. The South Medford Panthers, coached by Josh Moody. Assistant coaches are Scott Carl, Dan Herndon, and Eric Lund, whereas the visiting team, Troy Thompson, is the Indians' head coach. And a strikeout here paints the outside corner. Panthers will throw this ball around the infield nicely as first K recorded of the game. So far there's been a lot of action, a lot of bats on balls here so far. At bat now is number 3 for Roseburg, Dominique Tatone. Could be Tatone or Tatone, not quite sure. Carson Joe will deal, and that will be fouled back. 0-1 is the count. Carson Joe looks like he's fixing his due a little bit there, taking his hat off to make sure he's got all the vision that he needs as Tatone steps back into the box. Joe deals the 0-1. Close to hitting Tatone. Remind you that Carson Joe, first pitch of the game, hits leadoff hitter Sebastian Watson. Check swing, and apparently he did not go, so the count moves to 2-1 here for Tatone. South Medford did not like that call. Count moves to 3-1. Oh, wow, that pitch right down the middle. Bennett Thompson liked it, but umpire did not behind the dish as Tatone moves to first, and now the third base runner of the game so far for the visiting Indians. South Medford losing in that category, not having a man on base yet after a couple of ground outs and pop outs. That ball outside. Looks like Tatone is tempting Thompson here just a little bit with a pretty strong lead. I would be surprised to see the Roseburg coaches send any runners today as the minute that Bennett Thompson stepped into that box, as now Carson Joe dealing a 2-0 count against Roseburg's number 18, Garrett Schultz. Soon as Thompson stepped into that box, we saw both Roseburg coaches put their hands behind their head saying, outfielders, you're going to want to get back as far as that yellow line will allow you. This kid, like I said, D1 commit to the Oregon Ducks. So he will be playing Division I baseball in about 6 months. And a lot of teams know it. That ball in for a strike. 3-1 is the count for Schultz. Schultz will swing at this one. This ball will get chopped foul, though, down the first base line. Count moves full. They're going to send Tatone, but that was ball 4 anyways. So now another base runner here for the Indians, and Tatone will move into scoring position. This is the second inning in a row that the Indians have had a man in a dangerous spot like this. And last time out, a beautiful double play was turned by South Medford's middle infielders. Let's see what they can do with this. First pitch is nice, right down the middle from Joe. That'll move the count to 0-1 here for number 3, I believe this is number 1, Carson Dunn. We'll see that ball right painting the inside corner. Again, this is, correction, Carson Dunn stepping in for the Indians. This ball will get sent to right field. This will go over the head of the South Medford right fielder. This will score at least one. One more coming in. That'll score 2 for the Indians. A stand-up double for number 1, Carson Dunn. The first scoring play of the game is a big one. The junior outfielder delivers on a ball sent to right field, could have been caught, but was just out of reach. Now 2 outs and a fresh count here for Carson Joe to deal with. This is now Sebastian Watson. Joe finds the square on that one, and strike 1 recorded. The count 1-1 here for the leadoff hitter. That ball just finding the outside corner. Watson was not a fan of that strike call, but Carson Joe was. Watson watches this one low. The count moves even, 2-2. That ball inside for Watson. Full count here. This ball fouled straight back. Can Joe close out the inning? This ball hit right back at the pitcher. Second baseman will run up, will not be able to make the throw to keep that runner at third base. So the runner does advance, the final out not recorded, and Roseburg have continual life. Now up is Logan Kloffenstein for the Indians. the center fielder here. Hits one there to center field. South Medford should be able to get out of the inning here nicely, and they do. So the damage is done. 2-run score for the visiting team as we move to the bottom of the second. We'll be back in about 60 seconds, and we'll see what South Medford can do now with a little bit of opposition. Got punch in the mouth, so to speak, but they will be back. We'll see what changes they can make. Stay with us.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Welcome back. Now up to bat for the Panthers, number 6, Carson Joe, number 8. Hard to see sometimes with these numbers. Does not help having this mesh fence, but I'm not making excuses. This is hitter number 8, Tanner Douglas, first baseman for the Panthers here as he deals with an even count 1-1. Cleanup hitter hits one right to second base. That one fielded cleanly, and he is thrown out. Out number 1 recorded here, bottom of the second. The Panthers so far not off to a great start when it comes to responding to a little bit of adversity. Carson Joe now up to hit, pitcher for the Panthers. He's going to take a big step, looking like he was going to hit there. Strike is eventually called after an appeal. Falls down in the count 0-1. This one is slapped right to short. He is thrown out, though, with a nice arm from Dawson Gillespie. Tell you what, that is a great baseball player name. 2 down already here for the Panthers. Let's see if number 4, Caleb Long, can change anything here. Freshman, one of the only freshmen on this team. It's Caleb Long and Kyle Cope. And Long will watch this ball fall into the inside corner. 0-1. This ball fouled back to the right. Long now behind the count 0-2. This ball also fouled back. Long doing a great job battling here. The 0-2 pitch swung on. This ball will be tracked straight to center field, and he will be called out. Logan Kloffenstein on the couch. So another quick half inning for the Panthers. 1, 2, 3. So 3 up, 3 down. And we will go quickly to the top of the third inning. So far, the Indians making quick work of the home team. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Coach, or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day and families are transformed from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
We welcome you back here to Harry and David Field as the visiting Roseburg Indians are leading the home team, South Medford Panthers, 2-0 so far here at beautiful Harry and David Field in South Medford. First pitch from Carson Joe paints the outside corner. 0-1 to Austin Takahashi. This ball hit right back to Carson Joe, but second baseman right behind him to cover. And that ball will be thrown around the infield. Tell you what, so far the both sides, I should say, have exhibited great defense. The only separation so far is 3 hits for the visiting team. One of those hits a stand-up double from Carson Dunn, which brought in 2 runs in the second inning. That curveball falls in, but call is not there. South Medford fans do not like it. Very similar pitch to what else has been seen, and that one, very similar pitch to that one right there, and that one's going to be called a strike. Count moves to 1-2 here for Dawson Gillespie, who just turned a great infield play this last inning. He'll hit a ball down the third base line, but it goes foul. So Gillespie battling here. Count 1-2. Joe delivers. That ball way outside. Gillespie not biting on that one, and the count will move to 2-2. So far, a great battle here on the part of the shortstop. Joe deals. That ball in the dirt. No tag, but Bennett Thompson will throw him out at first base. No wasted time here so far for the Panthers. Again, it's really only been that second inning where a nice stand-up double was hit by Carson Dunn, bringing in 2 runs. Other than that, it's been a pretty solid defensive showcase here by both teams. No hits and no errors. First pitch swing, ball sent to second base, thrown out cleanly. And another 1-2-3 inning. We are cruising through this ball game, folks. As we head to the bottom of the third here, we will take another 60-second break and be right back here on Table Rock Sports.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Welcome back here to Harry and David Field Thank you for tuning in on Table Rock Sports. So far in this semifinal game with the South Medford Panthers taking on the Roseburg Indians, it's been a slow start for the Panthers offensively. Great defensive showcase, like I said. Right now down 2-0 in favor of the visiting team, and up to bat now Caleb Barney for the home side, seeing if he can offer the Panthers their first base runner of the day. He'll foul this one straight back. Again, an interesting semifinal matchup as we give you a bit of a background on both these teams. Both 6A Southwest Conference, obviously, as they make their way through the tournament bracket. This pitch will get fouled back as well, so Barney battling here. Both teams with 12 wins on the year. Roseburg a 4-3 league record. South Medford with a 5-3 league record. The Indians have 4 losses on the year. And the Indians have the same. Excuse me, the Indians have 4, the Panthers with 3. So a slight record advantage, you could call it. This ball slapped up the middle by Barney. Trickled to the shortstop, Dawson Gillespie, but he makes a fantastic running throw, and that'll throw out what would have been, again, the South Medford first base runner of the afternoon in Caleb Barney. Now up to bat is number 12, Elijah Havey. So he watches the first pitch just inside. Ball 1, and again, Panthers just making their way through the order here. As the first 2 innings saw 3 up, 3 down. So far, 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Panthers really need to get something going here to get some momentum, as only 3 hits separate the two teams. Panthers have none. The Indians have 3. Elijah Havey, a 10th grader infielder for the Panthers. Believe he's playing designated hitter. I'll have to double check that here in just a moment. That pitch just outside, and the count moves to 2-2. This ball will get chopped foul as Havey will stay in the box and face a 2-2 pitch here. That's right, Havey is the designated hitter, and he is struck out as a nice pitch finds just the inside corner of the zone. He'll be retired, so now 8 straight batters retired by Evan Corbin, the Indians pitcher. Now up to bat is Tosh Stumpfenhaus, I believe I pronounced that correctly. He'll blow a chopper into the infield, and yet again, a 3 up, 3 down inning here for the Indians. We'll move to the top of the 4th. No hits allowed so far by the visiting team. Stay right here for a moment as we talk a little bit about it. We'll head to the top of the 4th here and give you a quick look at the box score. The Indians on top, 2-0 off of 3 hits, no errors on both sides, so a solid defensive outing from both the black and blue as well as the black and orange. Nine straight batters retired by Evan Corbin. That was his first strikeout recorded of the game, however, so whole lot of ground outs here for the South Medford Panthers. Going to need to do quite a bit more than that if they wish to stay alive here in this conference tournament. You see those lone 3 hits from the Indians. The most important one so far coming from Carson Dunn. Stand-up double with 2 RBIs, the only scoring play of the game so far. and give you a look so far at the starting lineups, as we haven't done so yet. For South Medford, Cameron Sewell leading off the order. Jace Miller batting second. Bennett Thompson in the 3 spot. Tanner Douglas batting cleanup. Carson Joe, pitcher, in the 5 spot. Caleb Long playing shortstop. Batting 6th, Caleb Barney. Center fielder, excuse me, as I check my stats here. Elijah Havey in the DH spot, and Tosh Stumpenhaus, right fielder, who you just saw be retired, I should say. As we head to the top of the 4th here, Carson Joe will face his first batter of the inning in number 8, Garrett Zemet, right fielder. That ball hacked straight back from Zemet. The senior here facing a 1-1 from Carson Joe. That pitch will be slapped to the shallow left field area and will be retired and caught quickly from the shortstop there from South Medford. So 1 down here. First batter quickly retired by Joe. Now up to bat is Dominic Tatone, who last time up, I believe, took a 4 to 5 pitch walk, was a quick one. And he will hack this one straight back as his first pitch puts him down in the count, 0-1. No errors, like I said, here for either team, so a solid defensive showcase. Tatone shows bunt. That ball just outside. He'll pull it back and see a 1-1 count here as he watches that ball slide past him quickly. Just looking to add a little bit of variety maybe is head coach Troy Thompson. This time this ball is slapped into left field, shallow left. Once again, Jace Miller, the shortstop, will come over and wave off his fellow infielder and left fielder. He'll make the catch for the second batter in a row. 2 up, 2 down here for Carson Joe, starting to look quite a bit like Evan Corbin for the Indians. Giving a little bit of credit where it's due. This ball slapped to second base, and a bit of a acrobatic straight up catch you could see there as second baseman, I believe that was, I have to look here, Cameron Sewell making a fantastic play, reaching up, claiming the 3rd out of this inning as we move now to the bottom of the 4th. Like I said, we are cruising through this ball game. We'll take another quick break here as we give you one look of the break board as the box score shows you. Not a whole lot happening so far. No errors for either side. No hits for the home team. And a 2-0 advantage for the visitors upon 3 hits. Again, we'll be right back here on Table Rock Sports.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Welcome back here to Harry and David Field in South Medford. Is so far a bit of a slow start for the home team. South Medford Panthers not yet on the board in the hit or the run department. Right now the visiting Roseburg Indians so far doing what they want with what they have gotten. 3 hits. One of those a stand-up double, bringing in the lone 2 runs of the game here so far from Carson Dunn. Other than that, it's been a defensive showcase. We've seen a good amount of solid infield and outfield play. A couple of, not necessarily diving catches, but one acrobatic clean grab from South Medford second baseman. Speaking of second baseman, this one's going to be poked and find the gap in the first hit recorded by the Panthers. A big moment there. Definitely what South Medford was in need of. They have their first base runner of the afternoon in the form of leadoff hitter Cameron Sewell. Next up to bat is Jace Miller. Shortstop for the Panthers, made a couple of plays defensively in the last half inning. Now 1 on for the Panthers. So far kind of strange to say that, as they've gone through almost a full 4 innings, and this is their first base runner. Not necessarily characteristic of the 12-3 Panthers. They're used to getting runs on the board and doing so somewhat quickly, but here in the semifinals of this region bracket, they're having a hard time getting them on the board. But Jace Miller here into the box, takes a massive cut and comes out of his stance a bit there, trying to go for the yellow line. Two balls and 1 strike now. Evan Corbin takes a look over his left shoulder. That ball in the dirt. Sewell will stay put. Nice battle here as we have a full count, and I tell you what, this is a big moment for the Panthers as this ball is smacked into the left center gap. Looks like it will be caught, and the runner will have to stay put, almost thrown out on the tag-up play, but Jace Miller will stay put at first base, and again, huge play there as a base hit would have put 2 men on for South Medford power hitter Bennett Thompson. And again, we remind you, the first time up, Bennett Thompson made a little shiver down the coaching staff spine there of Roseburg as they put their hands behind their head and said, hey, you might want to take a couple steps back. This kid, D1 commit, headed to the Oregon Ducks next fall, so he will definitely be swinging an aluminum bat here at bigger and better ballparks. Not to say that there are any ballparks better than Harry and David Field in South Medford, but this kid just might be seeing bigger and bigger games, as he has 1 man on in the form of second baseman Cameron Sewell, and 1 out against his team. He will stand in and take strike 1. Can't imagine he's given any other signal other than swing away. But with that, as he will swing away, scooped up nicely by third base. This double play is on, and it is completed by the Roseburg Indians. My goodness. An absolute smack of an infield shot by Bennett Thompson, but easy work by the third baseman of Roseburg, throwing out Cameron Sewell at second base, and then the double play beautifully recorded by the visiting team, really shutting down the Panthers so far. Would have been hit number 2, but instead Panthers will have to settle with just 1 hit so far in this game. As, again, not the start that the home side was looking for as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Looks like Carson Joe will stay on the mound. Beautiful double play there recorded by the Roseburg Indians. Can't say too much about the infield that we have seen here in this game, brought to you by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week here on Table Rock Sports. These Table Rock Sports games are brought to you by our many fabulous sponsors. One of them, Bill's Glass, around for 50 years. They've been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. They're locally owned and family run. Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. Also, Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon at 950 Royal Avenue in Medford. They have a wide range of eye care services for the entire family. You can visit eyecaressouthernoregon.com to learn how Dr. Brian Mitchell and his team can help your vision needs. So far, it's been, like I said, a defensive showcase here for both sides. A stand-up double by Carson Dunn in the 2nd inning so far has been the difference maker, as the South Medford Panthers, up to this point, unable to get on the board, but is not due to a lack of enthusiasm or effort. Bennett Thompson just a few minutes ago slapped a ball towards third base, and it was scooped perfectly by Austin Takahashi. Thrown then to his second baseman, Sebastian Watson. An amazing 7-4-3 double play. Excuse me. 6-4-3 double play. Carson Joe will now deal the 1-1. That ball is in for a strike. Speak of the man, Carson Dunn, the last time up, delivered that 2-run shot into right field. Right now he's behind on the count 1-2, and he will strike out. As the second strikeout recorded by Carson Joe. Not necessarily the outing that I'm sure he was looking for, especially in that 2nd inning. But again, it's really only been that one hit that separates these two teams, as only 2 runs are the difference. Winner of this team will go on to the region championship. Panthers will throw it around the infield again as a quick and easy ground out there. 2 outs now in the top of the 5th. We have been cruising through this ball game. Only about 45 minutes in. First pitch was at 5:04. As now 5:53. We've hardly seen 45 minutes of baseball, but we have seen close to 5.5 innings. Excuse me, 4.5 innings. Carson Joe will deal the opening pitch of the at-bat. This one again scooped up and thrown out by third baseman there for the Panthers. And another quick 1-2-3 inning. Again, we are flying through. We will bring you the bottom of the 5th inning here in just about... I don't even care. All right. Apologize if we had to duck out there for a moment. A little bit of technical difficulties here with the internet connection as we bring you back to Harry and David Field. The visiting Roseburg Indians on top 2-0 over the home team South Medford Panthers. And this a leadoff hit from number 8, Tanner Douglas. First baseman will trot nicely into first base, and again, only the second base runner here so far for the Panthers in this semifinal matchup between the two 6A sides. Every moment counts, as a double to right field from Carson Dunn of the Indians is really what made the difference so far. Douglas kind of wishing he would have taken second there as a ball goes behind the Roseburg catcher. You could tell he was visibly upset with himself. Could have maybe taken a base and gone into scoring position there. This ball is in for a strike. Carson Joe, pitcher, taking a good long look at that one before deciding to lay off. And he'll watch this ball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1 for Joe. So now it's pitcher versus pitcher. Evan Corbin so far has been doing a great job retiring almost every batter he's faced. Only 2 have reached safely. And the last defensive inning for the Indians, a fabulous double play turned. This ball at the eyes, and timeout will be called. Looks like we will have our first pitching change as well, as this is the second mound visit here from Troy Thompson of the Indians. We'll see what he decides to do. Not seeing any decision made yet. This time he will bring in his reliever, it looks like, as number 11, Jordan White. At least it looks like. Maybe not. Oh, yep, there he goes. He's going to warm up. So it looks like he was a bit caught off guard there from Thompson's signal saying, hey, come on in. We're going to have a change here. Only about halfway through the order now with Carson Joe there being put on base, but that does put the lead run, the go-ahead run at the dish. Looks like a change will not be made quite yet. Corbin will stay in to possibly see this inning out, as White was sent into right field to warm up here for a couple of minutes. We'll probably see him here in a little while. The 3-hitter, Caleb Long now. Excuse me. This is Caleb Long, but he will poke this one into right field. No tag. Everyone will stay put. No advance of the runners. Again, possibly a missed opportunity there. Although the ball was hit quite shallow to right field. Garrett Zemet there was not looking to be tempted on a throw to third base or maybe one to second. Runners will stay put. Bottom of the 5th inning here with 1 out for Corbin as he faces Caleb Barney, center fielder for the Panthers. This ball just inside as Corbin watches that one go by for ball 1. And here Caleb Barney, the 7-hitter. After Caleb Long retired of a line drive into right field, that ball caught, bringing up the first out of this inning here. This ball tipped and flown back. Caleb Barney evens the count at 1-1. Now 2 men on, the go-ahead run at the plate. Barney represents just that. This ball in for a ball just low below the zone there. Big moment here as a double play could end the inning. This ball is poked down the right field line and it will go foul. The direction that ball was headed, there's a lot of dark gray clouds. Glad we're not going to be seeing that anytime soon. Looks like the weather that we will be dealing with here pretty soon is nothing but clear skies. Slight cloud cover, but for the most part, oh my goodness. Barney is rung up on a strike to the upper outside corner. And the Indians just eating that up. I believe that's the 3rd strikeout of Corbin's outing today. Making his case to stay in this one as he now with 2 outs faces number 12 and designated hitter Elijah Havey. Again, 2 runners on here for the Panthers, 2 out. That ball in for another strike, very close to Havey's midsection there. Count now 1-1 for Havey. That ball inside again, but called strike, and the Indians bench is just loving it. 1-2 now for the DH, 2 men on. And this ball hit foul. My goodness, what a close call that was. Looked like it could have sailed just over the first base bag, but Havey will trot back to the box. Thought he had an RBI, and my goodness, I honestly did too. Thought that ball stayed fair. Instead, he will head back to the plate and face Corbin one more time, possibly with a 1-2. The pitch will get fouled back. Havey doing a great job staying alive here with 2 men on, trying to bring in the first RBI for the Panthers. The 1-2. This time the ball will sail foul over the right field fence, but Roseburg right fielder did not know how close he was to that right field wall as he slams into it. That was Garrett Zemet as he absolutely ragdolled against the right field fence. He must have had no idea how close he was. That ball sailed just over the right field fence, so it was well foul. A good 10 feet or so out of this ball game, but Zemet, and this time strike 3 gets Havey, and the Roseburg Indians love it. They will head to the bottom of the 5th inning here, still scoreless, as the Panthers now desperate to get on the board. The Indians, although they're visiting, they are treating this like a home game. They are hyped up like no other. We'll be back right here in 60 seconds. Again, we've got an absolutely fantastic game here so far. I wouldn't go anywhere as we've got a lot more coming your way right here on Table Rock Sports. Stay with us.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Welcome back to Harry and David Field here. Still a 2-0 ball game in favor of the visiting Roseburg Indians over the favored 2-seed South Medford Panthers. We just got word over the intercom that North Medford is currently trailing. The number 1 seed trailing Grants Pass, the 4 seed. This ball popped up back behind third base, but handled nicely by South Medford shortstop Jace Miller. He's had quite the day out there behind third base. Don't know if it's the way that Carson Joe's thrown it, but he has been under it a few times today. 1 out off of 1 pitch here. It's been very efficient defensively for both teams. Joe deals strike 1 to Roseburg number 9, Dawson Gillespie, also shortstop. Now again, we were just mentioning 4-2 ball game in favor of Grants Pass visiting the Black Tornado up there in North Medford. Now the reason that's so important is the winner of this game takes on the winner of that game. So to see the number 4 seed in Grants Pass make their way to the championship game would be quite surprising, especially after taking down a number 1 seed in North Medford. This ball in the dirt, but Bennett Thompson cleans it up nicely, and the 1-2 on the way here. Carson Joe done a nice job so far this game, and check swing, but he cannot lay off it as Gillespie strikes out. Carson Joe now with a handful of Ks, and he's looking to keep dealing in this game. So far, no signs of any bullpen action from the home team. Looks like Joe will settle in here for some more action as Knox Hubbard steps in, catcher for the visiting side. A little bit of wind here. So we'll see Hubbard step out of the box. Looks like a little bit of bullpen action for the visitors, and that's why we're having a small delay here as the bullpen runs back to the... I believe that's what the stoppage is for. It looks like the bullpen running back to the dugout. Also, a couple of Roseburg players out on the dirt. Umpires wanting to keep everyone as safe as possible. Would be shocked to see a foul ball hit from a lefty back to the right side, but you never know. A nice strike there. Fastball from Carson Joe is ahead in the count, 0-1. 2 outs now. Another ball finds the outside bottom corner. 0-2 now here for Carson Joe, dealing against Knox Hubbard, looking to close out this inning in a 1-2-3 fashion. That ball just high. Now 1-2 is the count on a 2-0 ball game in favor of the visitors. 2 hits for the home side, 3 for their counterpart. This pitch just outside. South Medford does not like it. Looks like the Panthers were ready to walk back out on the field. Or excuse me, the coach was ready to walk back out on the field to congratulate Carson Joe on a backwards K, but they do not get the call. Instead, the count moves to 2-2 here with 2 outs for Joe, and Knox Hubbard settles back in to face pitch number 5. This time he will chop it foul down the first base line, fielded nicely by Roseburg assistant coach. Wind is definitely starting to pick up here. It's getting a little bit cooler, and we'll definitely see that play a part in base running as well as how players, how confidently some batters step into the box as it does start to cool off. A 75 to 80 mile an hour pitch hurts different when it cools down 10 to 15 degrees out here. Joe deals a high fastball. That one not given by the umpire yet again. Count moves full. Again, a big at-bat here for Carson Joe. If he can find the way to retire, that'd be his second or third inning, retiring 3 straight batters. The payoff pitch is on the way, and he strikes him out. Hubbard sits down. 3 strikes, goes ahead and asks the umpire if that one was high. Wonder what the answer was. Doesn't matter. Joe gets the strikeout, and the Panthers will move to the bottom of the 5th. Excuse me, the bottom of the 6th. I'm a little behind as we had to reboot for a couple minutes there due to the technical difficulties. Bottom of the 6th inning. The penultimate chance for the Panthers to get a couple of runs back as they find themselves in a 2-0 hole. We'll give you a look really quick at the box score. That's what it looks like. Very solid defensively here for both teams. No errors. Got to be honest, not too surprised when you look at the starting lineups for both these teams. Star-studded. A couple of guys headed to play some D1 baseball, and a couple more look like they could be playing some farm ball here in a year or two. The 6A Southwest Division semifinals here. We are headed to the bottom of the 6th, and we'll see the Panthers take over on offense and really try to take over and put some points on the board. We'll give you a look at what the lineup looks like. Up first is Tosh Stumpenhouse, the 9-hitter. After which Cameron Sewell will top off the order. Jace Miller after him, and the big bat in Bennett Thompson, the D1 Oregon Duck commit, will step into the box batting cleanup. As that ball, that one's going to hit Stumpenhouse in the head. The first pitch of the at-bat was absolutely unintentional, but damage is done. Tying run now at the plate in the form of Cameron Sewell, leadoff hitter for the Panthers. He's got to step in there with a whole lot of confidence, as only a few opportunities remain in this championship run. He'll step into the box as Evan Corbin still at the dish. This ball will get away, and Stumpenhouse will take a free base. Stumpenhouse now in scoring position. A big moment there. The first real defensive mistake, you could call it. I believe that's the first real wild pitch that we've seen. The others were either fielded cleanly or did not trickle too far away from either catcher. So not necessarily a defensive error, but will go down as a costly mistake if the Panthers can capitalize. One man on in the form of Stumpenhouse. This ball hits straight to first base. No double play opportunity, as the runner will be called out at first. No play at third. Stumpenhouse will advance. So now Jace Miller, shortstop and the 2-hitter up for the Panthers. He represents the tying runner now. Only one man on base with one out. Evan Corbin will deal a strike. An 0-1 count now for Miller as he watches that ball inside. Stumpenhouse very eager to make his way to the dish and bring in the first run for his team. Bottom of the 6th again, 1-1 here for Jace Miller. This ball slapped too short, and it looks like a run will score, but Miller will be called out, and the big hitter, number 9, Bennett Thompson, is up, representing the tying run. So the first RBI of the game for the South Medford Panthers will bring one back. But now 2 outs and no man on. Bennett Thompson is a man alone here. Now faces an 0-1 count here. Evan Corbin so far dealing quite well through 6 innings. Thompson looking to say something about that as he sees a pitch. This one slapped into left center, and that will fall into the gap. Bennett Thompson will find his way to second base with a stand-up double, and he represents the tying run, the go-ahead run now at the plate. Big-time base hit for the Oregon Duck commit, and he's got his team fired up. My goodness, I for a second thought that Logan Kloffenstein was going to make that catch. Would have been an incredible diving stop there in left center. This ball blooped to center field. Will be an infield hit as the batter is safe. Runners at first and third. Bennett Thompson safe at third base. 2 outs here as an infield blooper hit by Tanner Douglas, first baseman. He will find himself in at first. And now a massive moment for the Panthers as the go-ahead run is on base. The sacrifice unavailable here as there are 2 outs on the board. A fresh count for batter Carson Joe, the aggressive right-handed pitcher. As you take a look, you can see his left foot once he sees this pitch, when he decides what he wants to do with it, has a bit of an aggressive stance, and he'll chop that one foul. First pitch he sees, he means business. Falls down in the count, though, 0-1. Evan Corbin now looking to see as much of a quick inning as he can. Again, it's been a very fast game. We've seen almost 6 full innings in just under an hour and 15 minutes. Wind is definitely starting to pick up here. That pitch high is Carson Joe will watch that one sail by. The count now is in the hitter's favor, 2-1 here for Joe. Runners at first and third. Double steal is probably not an option here. Joe takes a massive cut and unable to connect. Falls down in the count now, 2-2. Again, a massive moment here for either side. 2-2 count here. If Evan Corbin can record this strikeout, would be his 4th or 5th of the game, and no bigger strikeout of the game than this one right here if he can pull it off. That ball in the dirt. Runners will stay put, but the count moves full. No more intense payoff pitch will we see, I'm sure, here in this ball game. Runners will go at the crack of the bat. Carson Joe will settle back into the box. The payoff pitch on the way. Lays off that one, and he will see the bases loaded. Bennett Thompson clapping his hands, loving that at third base. Bases juiced here for the home team. And again, we apologize, last few minutes, scoreboard has been incorrect as the Panthers got one back. 2-1 now is the score, and looks like we'll have a bit of an infield talking as Sebastian Watson, second baseman, just trots in to speak with his pitcher, probably to calm him down just a little bit, as this now some of the biggest pitches that Evan Corbin will see here. Semi-final game here at Harry and David Field. The visiting 12-4 Indians taking on the 12-3 Panthers, as a nice breaking ball finds the inside of the plate, and strike one to Caleb Long. Sees that ball go foul. Roseburg catcher collects nicely, so Bennett Thompson will stay put at third base. He represents the tying run. This ball diving stop at first base. An incredible play. My goodness, a line drive hit to first. Would have brought in at least 2 runs. Possibly a game-saving stop there right down the first base line. My goodness, could have been Dominic Tatone. I'm not quite sure what number was on the jersey, but a fantastic play by the young man at first. Damage done, but not enough done by the home side. The score still 2-1 as we head to the top of what could be the final inning of the Panthers' run at this championship. We'll take a quick 60-second break, but again, we'll be right back here on Table Rock Sports to bring you some more action. Don't go anywhere. It's just now starting to heat up.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up with over 200 new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from one of our largest inventories ever of new Jeep Cherokee 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500 and see why Ram is Motor Trend's back-to-back-to-back three-peat truck of the year. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. You'll find the new vehicle you want at the low price you deserve. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love my team, I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.com.
Welcome back to Harry and David Field here. We've had a fantastic game so far. Just the last inning was full of drama, full of amazing defensive plays, full of hits. Was the first hit of the game for the Panthers, but also the fourth. 4 hits recorded in just 1/2 inning for the Panthers, and now they will dig in defensively and try to limit the damage done here at Harry and David. Again, very big last inning for them as they will see their final ups. This ball will be chopped foul. The count moves to 1-1 for Roseburg hitter number 8, Garrett Zemet, who had a bit of a scary collision 1 or 2 innings ago as he ran full-fledged into the right field fence, absolutely ragdolled. This time he will hit a ball into left field and diving catch, but is not made. Base hit here for Zemet as he winds up at first base off of, wonder if that will go down as an error. It was a bit of a funky read by left fielder Kyle Cope. Looked like he was ready to make the catch, but no, it will go down as a hit. So a big play there from Garrett Zemet as he finds his way on base, and he represents the 3rd RBI if they can get that one in, as Dominic Tatone, who I believe made that amazing stop at first base. If it wasn't him, it was Garrett Schultz, and I will make sure that I make that correction here if that is. Bunt is showed and put down by Tatone. That will advance the runner safely. Tatone is out at first, but man will move into scoring position. So some very nice fundamental baseball here from Roseburg. Tatone with the sac bunt, putting a player in scoring position. That was Dominic Tatone, excuse me, not Sebastian Tatone. Up now is Garrett Schultz, junior outfielder. Carson Joe deals the 0-1. This ball fouled straight back. That one will go into the parking lot and will go down as strike number 2. So 1 out here off of the sacrifice bunt, successfully put down by Tatone, and a beautiful breaking ball here puts Garrett Schultz back in his dugout. Here now up to bat with 2 outs, Carson Dunn. Batting .500 on the day, but so far has the most important hit by far on the day. A 2-run stand-up double in the 2nd inning. Gave Roseburg their lone 2 points on the board, but has been enough so far to keep the Panthers at bay. And now a quick 0-2 count here. Carson Joe looking to put his team back on the offensive as quickly as possible. The 0-2 goes high, and Bennett Thompson will catch it cleanly, throw it back to his pitcher, as one more strike will send us to the bottom of the 7th. And that he has a nice strike out there. Carson Dunn sat down, and he will go back to his outfield position, where a big monumental strike out there that'll end the inning and send us right back to the close to the top of the order, actually, for the Panthers. We'll keep it here and give you actually a look at the box score, as it has been quite the up and down. I wish we could show you the full box score showing each inning, but it was scoreless until the 2nd, when Roseburg took over with, again, that stand-up double by Carson Dunn, brought in 2 runs, the only 2 runs for the Indians thus far. Will they be enough to send the 3-seeded Indians to the championship game here?
Pass 5, North Medford 3.
We just got word from the game across town. 5-3 is the score in the top of the 5th inning there at North Medford. Grants Pass, the 4 seed, just a few innings away from seeing a championship themselves. Who will be their opponent? Well, the winner of this one here. Up to bat now is Caleb Barney. After him will be the DH, Elijah Havey. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though, as we have still got a couple minutes in this one at least. Leadoff pop-up. This one will be sent into shallow left field. Shortstop Dawson Gillespie will record the out. Not the start to the final inning that the Panthers wanted, as the first pitch sees the first out for the Indians. It's been a defensively solid game here for both teams. No errors. 4 hits, both teams there. This ball is fouled back by DH Elijah Havey. Evan Corbin deals the 0-1. That one hits Havey, and he is on base. So the go-ahead run now on base. The 3rd hit batter of the day, the 2nd from Corbin. Actually, if we break it down, the hit by pitches could be a very important stat in this one. I don't want to get ahead of myself again, but now up to bat is number 10, Tosh Stumpenhouse, and he was hit last inning. And he is representing the lone run last inning for the Panthers. So without that hit by pitch, who knows if the Panthers would have been able to get on the board. But also hit by the pitch was the opening batter, Sebastian Watson, and he came around to be the first RBI for the Indians. So 2 players hit by pitch have crossed the plate and represented scoring runs. Other than that, the only other player to be hit by a pitch represents the tying run. That pitch inside, 2-0 now for Stumpenhouse. 1 out with a runner on. Make sure we get everything as updated as we can. Don't want to leave you out. As a base, no, not a base hit. Double play could be on. Bobbled at second base, though. The out is recorded at second. Could have been a disaster on the part of the Indians. So no double play, but the second out is recorded. Up now to bat, Cameron Sewell, second baseman, representing the go-ahead semifinal game-winning run if he is able to bring himself home. That pitch gets away from the catcher, but no advance of the runner there by Tosh Stumpenhouse. He will stay put at first. 1 out, 1 runner on again. 2 outs with 1 runner on. And Cameron Sewell, second baseman, up to bat here, representing the game winner. That ball high. These past couple half innings have not been kind to Evan Corbin, although he's pitched almost a full game here. He's had a couple of instances in the past few minutes, struggling, it seems like, with his command, I should say. That pitch high once again. 3-0 is the count. .3-0 pitch. Corbin will find the outside corner. 3-1 now the count. Tell you what, I would have put down my life savings that Sewell was not going to swing at that 3-0, as they need all the base runners they can get. This ball hit down the right field line, but foul. And a foul ball representing the second strike of the at-bat. Count is now full, 3-2 here. Pitch is fouled back, as the hopes of South Medford are represented by Cameron Sewell at this time, as one swing of the bat could put his team through to the championship game, and one whiff of the bat could send the Roseburg Indians to the championship instead. So very important pitch here, as this one hit straight to Tatone, and that will do it. The Roseburg Indians, against all odds, will find their way to the championship game. The visiting Indians will take down the South Medford Panthers 2-1 in an upset that shocks South Medford. In a way that, my goodness, going to be a tough one to swallow for any of those seniors.
Unknown on the game time or location for Saturday.
As very quickly this one goes into the books. Again, Roseburg will find their way to the championship game here in just a couple of days. They will take on the winner of Grants Pass in North Medford. That game going on right now, just a few miles away. The championship will take place on Saturday. We will have that game for you here on Table Rock Sports. Excited to bring that one to you. Again, the final here, 4 hits for the home and the away team. No errors either side, but the Roseburg Indians will take this one 2-1 and will see themselves into the championship game this Saturday. Again, this is Brigham Harris for Table Rock Sports saying thank you again for tuning in and have a great rest of your day.